a lot of policy decisions and stances, and I know that a lot of you are really interested in advocacy work, and so I just wanted to update you on those two contact changes. And then finally, I know that all of you are very excited for your remote budget meeting. Have fun, stay safe.
Thank you, Beth. Do you have yourself for questions?
Yeah.
The questions for Beth? Seeing none, thank you very much. Okay, and last up we have Representative Seta.
Okay. So first off, I'm Halloween, I know it's long open form and everything, but I'm Batwoman with a Y, not Catgirl, not Batman. That's not right. Also, I just want to address something that happened in the last meeting. It felt to me as the people who were coming and speaking in open forum were being a little bit attacked based on like the orgs, and it felt like we were telling orgs what to do. And I feel a little bit uncomfortable as us telling an org that they should be doing policy stuff, things that they're not really like their focus of their org is or what their mission is. So that's kind of like our different notes. So just think about that when you're asking questions to these other fellow students that are coming in here representing their orgs, and just think about like what they're trying to do and like their mission and their idea. And most of their missions do not have anything to do with legislation or changing that. They're just trying to do a change based on like bottom up type of thing. Also, I guess I would like to talk about like the sustainability committee proposal that's going to be coming up a little bit later. Just think about the idea, actually the difference between a shared governance committee and a grassroots committee. Hopefully you guys know what the difference is. There is currently a shared governance committee that deals with sustainability, and I believe it's the Sustainability Advisory Board, and only one student, undergrad and a grad student, are the only representatives of students on that board. And I feel like the reason why maybe they're not really doing as much as they can be doing with that shared gov committee is because they don't really have the outreach and they don't really have the student input or the ideas that come from a grassroots committee like the sustainability would do. So we would really need to like go ahead and like push through with the sustainability one so that it can pair up with the shared gov one that we already have, and so that it can function together as a whole. Because an example of this would be like diversity committee and the shared gov one, which is the CCB, right? And that like having like Brit sits on that committee, which is also the vice chair of diversity committee, and it's a way for us to like actually push through legislation and like work together as a body and actually get things done in a timely manner in a way that it will help students. So that's something important to think about. So it's really important that we have, like, I guess, like, my whole goal of this thing is that we need to have both for it to work. That would be my second question.
Thank you. Other questions for the speaker? Yeah. See none. Thank you very much. Okay. Time for open forums expired. Perfect time next to there's no one else on the list. Yes. Okay. So we're on the adoption of the agenda. The motions to amend or adopt, Chair Carey.
I vote consent agenda 12B and C.
12B and C. Okay. So second.
What did she say?
Can you say it louder?
Yes. I'm going to repeat it. Okay. The motion to consent agenda 12 B and C, which is the two SAC GB files we voted on unanimously last meeting. So when we come to them, we will just vote on them together. So the motion to do that. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. So we voted on these last week unanimously. I also believe so. It'd be great if we could get it taken care of. This would mean that it would be adopted now, as far as I understand Robert's rules, and so that we wouldn't have to waste any more of your guys' time tonight. Like our very busy agenda. So.
Okay. Ruth, could you second Representative Rowland?
And second.
And someone over here did. So I apologize. Chair McNally.
Yes, so what Chair Carey said, Speaker, I would give consent of the way, just leave.
Okay. So are there any objections to consent agenda, I guess it's a word. Old business B and C, the two SAC GB bylaws that we passed last meeting. Hearing none. Congratulations, Chair Carey. So, on point.
Motion to amend the agenda.
Okay, motion. Yep. Representative Benner.
I would like to move 10 old business to after reports of special committees.
Okay. Is there a motion to move the remainder of old business, so the Creation of Sustainability Grassroots Committee to right after number 8, reports of special committees and campaigns? Is there a second?
Yeah.
Second, okay, what do you speak to your motion?
Yeah, there's a lot of students in this room that want to hear how this is gonna go. And I think that we should respect their time as they did ours and vote on this soon, because they also came last week.
Speak to your second. Okay. Okay, are there any objections to moving old business A to be taken up immediately after reports of special committees and campaigns, number 8 on the agenda? Any objections? Hearing none, so moved. Are there further motions to amend or adopt? Representative McBander?
Motion to move the introduction of new legislation to after the newly placed old business.
Okay, is there a motion to take 13A through C and put it after the newly placed old business, which is after number 8, as we just did? So, is there a second? Second. Speak to your motion.
I think that it's really important that we talk about, we get reports from the committees and from their chairs, but we also have to go through the agenda, and that's gonna take a really long time, and I'd like to do that.
Would you speak your second?
I agree with the previous speaker.
Fantastic. All in favor of moving 13A, B, and C to be taken up immediately after 12A, which is going to be taken up immediately after 8? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
It is so moved. Are there further motions to amend or adopt the agenda?
Motion to adopt the
Is
agenda.
the motion to adopt the agenda, and the second, any objections to adopt the agenda? Hearing none, it is so adopted. Reading and approval of the minutes, are any motions to amend or approve, Vice Chair Giannopoulos?
Motion approved.
Is the motion to approve, is there a second? Thank you. Are there any objections to approving the minutes from last student council meeting? Hearing none, they're so approved. Report of special committees and campaigns, we have none. We are on to old business A, creation of sustainability grassroots committee. This will be the first vote debate meeting, so Representative Higgins, it's all you.
Yeah, so we talked a lot about this. One thing I am going to say is when we actually end up voting on this, I am thinking of suspending the bylaws because this is my last meeting and the spirit of the bylaws for having 2 meetings in a row was to sort of have time to talk about the legislation, and people have already had time to talk about it and hear about it. That's sort of what I'm feeling on it. If people don't feel it's a good idea, I'd like to know that as well. But yeah, I think in general, people know what this legislation is.
Okay, so we're in question and answer, as Representative Higgins stated, I've met and done this before, but if there are any questions for the speaker, I would like to know. Chair McNally?
Move to close question and answer, move to debate.
Is the motion to move into debate, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of closing question and answer, moving to debate, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We're in debate. Are there any points of debate? Representative Rowland?
I think this committee is very concerning. Last week, we had someone come that said that they wanted this committee to start going after the UW Foundation's coal and oil. And I think that that is that is kind of radical in a way, especially because how you do investments, you want to diversify your investments. Coal and oil are a part of our country as they are now. It's not going to change tomorrow, no matter what we do. Along with that, I think it's very irresponsible to be adding another stipend to the budget and increasing our budget when we have students that aren't able to afford college as it is now. So I think it's very unfair to keep increasing our budget.
Representative Wickbander?
Yeah, I have a couple of things, I suppose. So I wasn't even gonna bring up coal and oil because that's a student organization or like those are students doing their own thing. But low key, like investing in coal and oil is kind of like investing in VHSs. And like I support them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that people on the committee would support them. So like what you're saying is that, or I'm sorry, what a representative that just spoke said was that essentially the student organization that came up and said that they were interested in sustainability issues shouldn't be working on the things that they're interested in. And I don't think that that should necessarily deter people from wanting to support a sustainable or a sustainability committee. I think that there's students that have come here to talk about their interest in these issues, and well, by not allowing the formation of this committee, you're essentially putting up red tape for students who want to get involved and make positive change on our campus, or what they deem to be positive change. I think we've reached a point in our country where sustainability isn't radical. Like, I think we can all agree that we want to be sustainable no matter what that means. So like, to say sustainability is radical is just like, I'm not even arguing with that, it's just wrong. Where else is, sorry, I wish I had my notes from last week. I think that what we saw last week is a bunch of students come here and they didn't necessarily understand the way that ASM worked, because the only reason that I understand the way ASM works is not because I got really great trainings, it's because I've sat on this committee for over a year now. And it's not because I read the Becker Herald, it's because I've sat on this committee for a year now. So you have students coming here saying, we want to get involved with your organization, but you don't offer an outlet for us to do that, please create one. And we're saying, so you don't understand the way shared governance works, so like, what were your campaigns like? And that's for the committee to decide, not for a student who came up here to tell you that they're interested in this committee to tell you and dictate as that committee. That's not democratic, and we don't support that anyway, so I think it's hypocritical to not support a committee because that happened. I guess I'm really disappointed. Like, I got text messages from people sitting in the crowd and they're like, when did sustainability become a divisive issue? Because it shouldn't be, it really shouldn't be. It's just ridiculous, and I'm gonna stop ranting, but it blows my mind that we're gonna find a way to spend $60,000 on a commencement speaker, or an event, or, whatever, like, what first we did, but we can't figure out how to make a sustainability committee when we've had students come here and tell us how important it is to them. I think you don't get enough opportunity in having offices come to us say, we want you to be involved in this. They want student input. They want students to be a part of the decision-making process or in organizing, and it's kind of embarrassing that we're doing this. So I'll be voting this.
Representative Nagyan.
Thank you. So why I like this especially is that partnership with the Office of Sustainability. I think what that does is it greatly enhances the winnability of the campaigns that ASM Sustainability can pick up. Miles in open forum spoke about the low-hanging fruit of an energy audit, but all that's missing is the manpower to execute that. If we create a committee, we can ensure that that can be executed and successfully won for students. And then also bringing people in. Again, Miles said that he's not super aware of ASM resources as well as other folks who've come to open forum. This presents an outlet for students to get involved with ASM and become more aware of the resources that ASM does provide. And I'm glad that our vice chair asked if students have been using those. But a lot of students don't know what it is. So if we create a committee, it creates an outlet for students to better understand ASM and the resources that it has. And then again, I brought this up a few weeks ago in debate. Let's do something for students. Let's do something we can show to students, in the press, that we want to go forward and we want to create outlets for students to get involved with ASM and really do great things that will help in their career development. So I'll be voting yes for the ASM Sustainability Committee.
Okay. Representative Zeta. Chair McNally.
Move to call the question.
There's a motion to call the question. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of calling the question, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Question's been called. Just a quick note. We'll do roll call. We cannot suspend the dialogue because just people make sure we know. We will vote on this again next week because it's in our constitution that you vote on 2 consecutive meetings. You can't. Just thank God you can't suspend the constitution. On point.
Haven't we suspended the rules before and vote on stuff?
Only to skip the first introduction. We've already skipped the introduction. We did that 3 weeks ago, I think, for whatever it was. So no, that's bylaw 3044 that only applies to introduction. So on point.
The first vote be counted as the one that we voted it down on?
No, because it has to pass consecutively at 2 meetings. So it would not. No. So not that easy, unfortunately. Okay. So we'll do a roll call. So everyone, once again, the vote of aye means you are in favor of this. And the vote of nay means you are not. You can always abstain, and you can pass. And it'll come back around to you one time. So, you're on point.
Can it be reconsidered after this?
If we kill this time, sorry, kill. I apologize. Don't get me wrong. I'm voting in favor. I would add that in there too. I did not mean to. I apologize. No. So if it fails, no, it cannot be reconsidered. It's only allowed one time. So, but we'll see again next week. Yes. Chair Young, yes.
What is the threshold for this?
Sorry, it is 2/3 overall.
Do you know what that exact count is?
It's approximately 20. I mean, you can just keep. Is 19 better here total right now? I mean, I don't know. We'll figure it. Let's just keep trying. We'll make. Yeah, it's about 19. I don't know exactly who's in here, and not everyone abstaining. And people abstaining it changes it too, so it's really hard to give an exact number, I guess. So, any other points of information before we continue? Yeah. Seeing none. Okay. Secretary Kumaro, it's all you.
Also, just a note, if you want to abstain, could you just say present, just because it's easier for me to keep track. Akers.
Aye.
Babineau.
Aye.
Bach.
Aye.
Golowski.
Aye.
Crandall. Gardner.
Aye.
Giannopoulos.
Pass.
Hamilton.
Aye.
Higgins.
Aye.
Canthalell.
Aye.
Kidd.
Yes.
Kumaro. Aye. Lorraine.
Aye.
Levenger.
Aye.
Love.
Aye.
Maggione.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
McNally.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Ulrich.
No.
Rack.
Wasn't.
Roland.
Nay.
Saez.
Aye.
Spears.
Aye.
Statter.
Aye.
Uzetta. Walters. Oh no. Wheeler.
Aye.
Wickbander.
Aye.
Sodek.
Aye.
And then Giannopoulos.
Aye.
Kidd.
Nay.
And Uzetta.
Aye.
Alright.
Thanks. Yep, good. I vote 24 to 4 to 1. We'll see us next week. Okay, so we're on to introduction legislation A, the Finance Committee appointments. Chair Kidd noted to me that we have one open council seat before Finance Committee. So we will go through the process. There's also some new representatives who might want to be on it. Appoint. I will yield to the exact meeting time and how long these you last. Chair Kidd.
Yes, meeting times are Tuesdays, starting at 8 p.m. At least for this semester, next semester, it may change, but it'll always remain usually up.
Okay.
They
So-
last approximately 1 to 3 hours.
Okay, thank you. So then also there are some new representatives, so that's why I figured we bring it to floor for people to discuss if they want to be on it. So I guess are there any nominations for members to the Finance Committee?
Oh, nomination.
I'm just gonna, okay, I'm gonna ask, is anyone in this body interested in being in Finance Committee that's already not? Okay, so somebody should nominate.
I
Whitney then.
nominate,
Okay, Representative Zeta.
I nominate Representative Bender.
Okay, so the nomination of Representative Wickbander, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, are there further nominations to Finance Committee? Chairman Nelly?
I nominate Representative Ramesh.
The nomination for Representative Glanville?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Do you accept?
My only concern would be the time commitment.
You don't have to.
It was something I was definitely interested in, and spoke to Chair Kidd, when we said, but just with my current commitments, I don't know.
So is that a no? Okay, thank you. Are there further nominations for Finance Committee? Further nominations? Representative Rack?
Second.
The nomination of Representative Wheeler in a second. Representative Wheeler, you accept? No, thank you, okay. Are there further nominations to, yes, Chairman Nally.
Nominate Representative Ulrich.
The nomination of Representative Ulrich, is there a second?
Second.
Representative Ulrich, do you accept?
No, thank you.
Okay. The floor is open for further nominations. Are there, Chief Justice Kloppenberg?
Motion to close nominations. Second.
There's a motion to close nominations. Second. Any objections to closing nominations? Hearing none. Okay. Representative Wickbander, preemptive congratulations, but would you like to speak to your nomination?
No, I appreciate it. I'm excited to be on finance committee. I've been really interested in understanding budgets better, because I'm trying to understand the requirements, and the way that money is allocated and how that plays into, bigger pictures is like legislation in order and like how an organization prioritizes. So I'm excited.
Thank you. So we're in debate. Any points of debate? Representative Rack?
I think it'll be great to have another female on the finance committee.
Are there further points of debate? Further points of debate? Chair Kidd? Is there a motion to call the question? Is there a second? All in favor of calling the question, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Question been called. All in favor of appointing Representative Wickbander to Finance Committee, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations, Representative Wickbander. Next up, we have International Legislation B, the ASM position on UW system funding in the state budget. Chair Statter, Director Gardner, and Chair McNally.
I'm gonna move to make an amendment.
Okay.
So
You
this
should
is,
introduce it first.
the amendment is contained on the single sheet of paper that you have. So if you're looking at the packet, we're taking the first be it resolved clause that starts on line 10, moving it down to line 13, and inserting a be it resolved clause at line 10 that reads,